everything about this bike is so just beautifully evocative of that kind of golden age. I mean, I would say that it's the age of cycling I grew up in. My name's Guy Kesteven. I've been a professional bike tester for nearly 25 years, but today I'm reviewing something truly special. Raleigh's remake of their iconic 1980 Tour de France winning Team 753. And Raleigh have worked really hard on the detailing in terms of both frame and componentry. So you've got these big large flange hubs, 32 spoke hand built onto these Mavic retro rims, Challenge open tub tyres in 23 and this cream wall. Of course, this beautiful 753 fork with little internal reinforcing tanks there, the hand painted head tube with this inch Campagnolo record headset, Chinelli quill stem and bar, Velox bar tape, and these Diacomp retro brake levers, Diacomp retro down tube shifters, and then down here you've got this retro look chain set, band on front mech from Veloci, and then this Campagnolo Veloci rear mech that they've specially made with Campag written on it rather than Veloci, because obviously team bikes would have come with Super Record, but now Super Record is a carbon fibre loaded group. But you know, they have included some modern features like this 1329 block on the back, and then dual caliper braking, you know, to give you a decent gear range and some decent control while still keeping this beautiful period correct look. I mean, I'll be honest, when I first unboxed the bike and put my hands on these super skinny bars with this super thin Velox bar tape and tiny little brake hoods, I'd forgotten how skinny and how firm things were in the cockpit. And you know, John's gloves aren't exactly in the first flush of youth when it comes to padding, but then these super slim 753 tubes and this beautifully curved fork, and you know, the fact it's got these shallow rims, it's not deep section carbon everywhere, gives it a naturally really forgiving ride, even on these 23mm tyres. And the faster you go, the smoother it gets. It just glides beautifully. And the angles are an aggregation of what Joop used across his various race bikes over the years. So I think his actual Tour de France figures for that year were 73.5 degree head, 74.2 degree seat angle. So this replica uses a 73 head and a 74 seat angle just to standardise the sizing of it. And it uses a 560mm top tube rather than 556mm, which is what Joop used. And those plastic angles really do feel absolutely fantastic through turns. You can properly make the most of the road. Rip for days through this steel frame. This is, you know, my boyhood dream bike. I used to cut 531 stickers out of the Reynolds catalogues I used to get from the CTC show on York Knavesmire and sellotape them onto me Rally Ace 5-speed. Never dreamed I'd get a bike that's genuinely made out of purple badged 753 tubing. And Reynolds aren't even making 753 anymore. It's a discontinued tube set. It's been replaced by 853. But Raleigh worked with Reynolds to produce as close a replica as they could to the 753 tube set of the time. But back in its day, 753 was revolutionary. It was the first tube set used for bike racing that had been heat treated. And that introduced a whole new range of complexities with the construction. With 753, all the tube joints and lugs had to be so much finer, measured and mitered and put together, because you just can't span as big a gap with silver solder as you can with brass, which is why Raleigh Tractor introduced accreditation for builders who were licensed to use 753. And Raleigh have also worked together with Alotech, who made the lugs and dropouts, because obviously, you know, back in 1980 there were a lot less safety standards for dropouts and lugs and things like that. You just used what you wanted, really. The Raleigh Team bike started off on Prugnat lugs, then moved to Cinelli, and these Alotech lugs are kind of a balance between the really fine scrolled lugs of Prugnat and kind of more workaday Cinelli lugs, because you'll see some rally bikes on this day with like drilled dropouts, things like that, you know, extra special little tweaks. But the Team bikes were generally fairly solid, heavy duty bikes, because, you know, they're doing thousands upon thousands of race kilometers, and they just needed to be tough workhorse machines. But, you know, when you look down at the super skinny 753 tubes, those beautiful fork blades, oh, you know, those memories of boyhood bike dreams just come flooding back. And as you can see, you know, it's still a sprightly machine. Oh, climbs. It's a really, really rewarding bike. So press the pedals on, or just ease back and cruise. Either way, I am loving riding this bike. So it's really only those down tube gear levers that take a lot of getting used to. Now, the last bike I've been riding a lot as a drop bar bike has had full SRAM red axis, but when you get it right, when you get those shifts right, and you anticipate the terrain, and it all slots in beautifully, even without indexing, that is a fabulous feeling. There's a real kind of artistry that's lovely to remember and get back into. Yeah, and, you know, and technology has moved on in quantum leaps beyond that. You know, carbon fibre disc brake road bikes with wireless shifting are incredible. But just looking down at that quill stem and those sparkling toe clips, and that comforting pressure on your shoe, and the large fan hubs and these silver spokes spinning in the sun, this has just been such a wonderful way to bring back fantastic memories of a classic time in cycling, a classic time for Raleigh. And Raleigh have done a great job of just making it modern enough to be safe and a properly enjoyable, joyful bike to ride, while still keeping all that classic heritage and these beautiful looks. So there we go. I am delighted to say that my childhood dream bike, brought to life by Raleigh, rides like an absolute dream. Such an evocative machine, but also just a beautiful bike to ride, even, you know, by modern standards. Yes, it's a little bit heavy. Down tube shifters are definitely an acquired art, and flicking your feet back into toe clips was something I never thought I'd have to remember to do. But this is a bike that's about the experience of cycling, the emotions of cycling, not just kind of cold cut technical efficiency. This is the pure sort of beating heart of what has made cycling such a big part of my life for, you know, the past 40 years. So all I've got to say is thanks very much to you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this edit. Make sure you watch the unboxing video for full sort of technical details and more sort of palatable close-ups with the bike in the workshop, so you can really see the detail up close, and I'll talk a bit more about the story behind it. Massive thanks to Raleigh for including me on the launch on this bike. Like I say, I mean, I've gone over this numerous times. This was my dream bike when I was 9. You know, I had the Raleigh Team Ti-Raleigh Creeder posters on my wall, you know, Peter Post's army, Jan Ras, all those guys, Joop. They, you know, they were my heroes when I first got into cycling. So to be part of this project has been truly amazing. Thanks massively as well to my Patreon sponsors who put a small pledge towards the channel every month so I can do unsponsored videos like this, and they get behind the scenes extended edits as a thank you for that, and they also get more tech advice, more buying advice using all my experience as a bike tester. Also, if you're wondering where you want to complete the look, I bought this licensed Raleigh merino jersey from Magliamo in Belgium, and the shoes were very kindly provided by Dramati. And massive thanks to John Rhodes for his truly old school but very period correct wrong kit gloves. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've been Guy Kesteven on Guykes TV, test riding my childhood dream bike, the Ti-Raleigh Team 753 Joop Zoetemelk replica. And if you want one, you'd better be very quick, because there's only going to be 250 of these made.